Now, a very important verb in Portuguese is the poder verb. Anyone knows what does it mean, poder?
To be able to.
To?
To be able to. To
Yes.
can. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. To be able to. Okay. Or we can say can. So I can, you can. For example, I can read Portuguese. So that is poder verb. Okay. So let us see some examples with poder. For example, eu posso encontrar o meu amigo. I can meet my friend. I can. Eu posso. Or let's say, eles podem atender a aula. They can attend the class. Não podemos chegar na hora. We cannot reach on time. So these are all poder verb, different conjugations of the poder verb. So let us look at the conjugation first, and then we will do more examples with this. Okay, with eu, the conjugation is actually irregular. That is posso. Eu posso, I can. Then after this, all the conjugations are regular. All of them follow the formula. Tu podes. What will be the conjugation of você, Eliela?
Pode.
Pod. Okay. So we can say pod in European Portuguese, and in Brazilian we will say
Pode.
pode. Yes. Okay. So pode means you can, or it can mean he or she can. Nós
Podemos.
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 And vocês, elas
Podemos.
podem. They can, or you all can. Let's see some examples. Eu posso. Por exemplo, eu posso vir à escola para encontrar a professora. I can come to the school. Eu posso vir. I can come to the school to meet the teacher. Eu posso vir à escola para encontrar a professora. Then tu podes. Tu podes sair tarde. Can you leave late? Tu podes sair tarde. Or you can simply say podes sair tarde. Sair, we have seen this before, to leave or to go out. Then we have pode. Pode procurar este documento, por favor. Can you find this document, please? Pode procurar este documento, por favor. Then we have nós. Nós podemos. Por exemplo, nós não podemos concordar com eles. We cannot agree. Concordar. Concordar is to agree. Não podemos concordar. We cannot agree with them. Não podemos concordar com eles. Então temos vocês, eles, elas podem. Eles não podem organizar a festa do Natal este ano. They cannot organize the party or the Christmas party this year. Eles não podem. They cannot. Não podem organizar a festa do Natal este ano. They cannot organize the Christmas party this year. Or we can say, vocês podem falar inglês? Can you all speak English? Vocês podem falar inglês? So these are some examples with the poder verb. I want you to make at least one sentence with the first conjugation only, eu posso, because this is the only irregular conjugation. So I want you to explore this one. First conjugation only, one sentence with eu posso in the chat box. Não posso jogar agora mesmo, porque estou cansado. Muito bem. Eu posso falar português. Okay, Bushra, Ashish, Ashish has written, eu posso job. As I told you, when we have dependent sentences, then we will not conjugate both the verbs. Okay? If in a verb, two verbs are dependent on each other. For example, I can speak Portuguese. Here we are having two verbs, can and speak. And both the verbs are actually dependent on each other. Can का अलग से कोई मतलब नहीं है और speak का अलग से कोई मतलब नहीं बन सकता सेंटेंस में जब तक उसमें can नहीं लगा रहे हो. तो दोनों verb एक दूसरे पे dependent है. In these situations, we will conjugate only one verb. So it is like eu posso falar português. Eu posso jogar futebol. And Ashish, spelling of football, F-U-T-E-B-O-L, football. Okay, Rajiv says, eu posso fazer meu trabalho. Muito bem. Eu posso cantar. Muito bem. Eu posso pintar. Great. Eu posso ver isso. Muito bem. Eu posso falar português. Yes. Okay, so you all understand the use of poder verb. Just make sure that, we use the poder verb a lot with other verbs. I can do this. I can sing. I can dance. I can speak. So whenever we are using the poder verb with another verb, it will mostly come in dependent situations. The two verbs will be dependent on each other. In that case, we will only conjugate the poder verb and not conjugate the other verb. For example, you can see the examples here. Eu posso vir. I have not conjugated vir here. Tu podes sair. Sair becomes as it comes as it is. We have not conjugated it. Pode procurar. Procurar is an AR ending verb. Comes as it is. Okay. Não podemos concordar. Again, the verb is coming as it is. Não podem organizar. Verb is not conjugated. Vocês podem falar. It should be falar. So in all the sentences, you can see we have conjugated the poder, but not conjugated the verb that is following the poder verb. So this you have to keep in mind. So your homework will be two things. Firstly, you have to finish the exercise that I will send you on personal pronouns. And secondly, as always, you will make sentences with the poder verb. The claro, Pratosh? So we'll do FAZER, TRAZER, and DIZER. The first conjugation for FAZER verb. Now, what is the meaning of FAZER once again?
To do.
To do.
Yes. So the first conjugation of FAZER is eu faço. We are putting an accent under C, so we will pronounce this as sa, faço. With tu, it is fazes. Tu fazes. Você ali, ela faz. Since there is a Z at the end of the word, so we say faz. Você ali, ela faz. The sound of the Z is very soft. So notice this. In the second conjugation, I'm saying fazes. Z, fazes. But in the third conjugation, você ali, ela, I'm saying faz. Faz. So the same letter Z, somewhere it is pronounced as Z, that is the default sound of the letter Z. But in this case, it is pronounced very softly. Faz. Then we have fazemos and fazem. So this is your conjugation of the fazer verb. So faço means I do. Okay. Let's see some example. For example, eu faço exercícios todos os dias. What is the meaning of this sentence?
I do exercise every day.
É isso. Muito bem. Okay. Fazes a tua tarefa. Tarefa means assignment or doable. Okay. So what is the meaning of the sentence? Fazes a tua tarefa.
Did you do your assignment?
É isso. Okay. Let's say ele faz amigos facilmente. Facilmente, fácil means easy. And facilmente or facilmente means easily. So, ele faz amigos facilmente.
She makes friends easily.
Is it she?
Sorry, yeah.
He. Yes. He makes friends easily. Okay. Fazemos. Fazemos o trabalho sinceramente. Significa?
We work sincerely.
Isso. We work sincerely or we do the work sincerely. Okay. Eles fazem bolos deliciosos. Que significa?
They make cake. They make delicious cakes.
Isso. They make delicious cakes. So fazer can be to do or it can also be to make. Now we have another very common use of fazer. That is when we talk about the weather. Talking about not only weather, you can say weather or temperature. For example, faz pouco frio. Now here it doesn't mean he does a little cold. Not like that. Frio means cold. Okay. Pouco is little. Now I'm using faz. Faz pouco frio. The meaning of this sentence is it is. It is a little cold. Let's say faz pouco frio hoje. It is a little cold today. Or if I say faz demasiado calor. It is too hot. Demasiado means too much. Excessive. Demasiado. Faz demasiado calor. Or if I make a sentence like, yes, I'm coming back to the question. If I make a sentence like, faz mais calor hoje do que on time. So it is hotter today or more hot today than yesterday. Faz mais calor hoje do que ontem. So this way also we use the fazer verb, but we use the conjugation of você, ele, ela, because this is an example of impersonal sentence. That is, there is no person in this sentence. If I say it is too hot, यहाँ पे कोई व्यक्ति नहीं है, कोई subject नहीं है. We're talking about a day. So these kind of sentences are called impersonal sentences. Frases impessoais, where we don't have a person. In this case also we use the fazer verb. Yes, Bushra?
The sentence, the faz demasiado calor. It is too hot. So, can we use demasiado in place of this muito?
Muito is a lot. Demasiado is like excessive. बहुत ही ज़्यादा. Too much.
Okay.
So if I say, for example, estas aulas são muitos caros. These classes are very expensive. Then that means that they are expensive. मतलब काफी expensive है. But if I say demasiado caro, that means excessively expensive. It is too much, beyond expectation. Like that.
Okay.
Okay, so that was our fazer verb. Let's move on to the trazer. Yes, anyone else has a question?
Ma'am, one more thing, when I was just doing this chapter on Duolingo, ma'am, so there they were using fast calor and something fast fast frio. So, matlab, how is that right, or how is it that different from this one? Matlab, I don't understand sometimes the arrangement of the words in Portuguese. This is very confusing, ma'am. तो वो कई बार क्या कब आएगा?
Okay,
इस इंग्लिश में बहुत क्लियर सा लगता है, मतलब.
Yes, they're actually saying the same thing in a simple way. If I say faz calor, it means it is hot. Faz calor. Okay, that's it. यहाँ पे हम कह रहे हैं faz pouco frio hoje. We are just making a more complicated sentence. It is a little cold today. I'm making complicated sentence. I can simply say faz frio. Faz frio. मतलब ठंड है. That's it. It is cold. That is the only difference.
Okay, faz frio pouco. Is this right, ma'am?
Yes, yes. So Portuguese is a very flexible language. Most of the places you can actually rearrange the words. Unlike English or even Hindi, Portuguese, many words can be, rearranged. So that thing where you are getting confused right now, it will become more easy and natural to you with more practice and the more Portuguese sentences that you see. When you talk to the native people and you see more sentences, videos and all, you will get to know that it's very flexible. There can be some structure that we cannot tamper with, but mostly the words can be put here and there. Meaning will remain same.
That's what is confusing right now. Right now.
Initially it creates confusion, but later actually it becomes a boon. You can rearrange the things.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Bushra?
Yeah, he's right. On Duolingo, they use you teach nosh, s ka sound ash, but they use like nos.
No. See, there are two words. This is noish.
Yeah,
This-
no.
It means we.
Yeah.
And then this is nush without the accent. This means us. दोनों में difference है. Okay. We मतलब as a subject हम काम कर रहे हैं. For example, nós aprendemos português. We learn Portuguese. Here we are the doer of the action. We learn Portuguese. Nós aprendemos português. But if I say the teacher teaches us, okay. For example, a professora ensina-nos. The teacher teaches us. Here, us is not the subject of the sentence. It is not the doer of the action. Doer is professora. The action ensinar is done by the professora. But it is being taught to us. We are the objects. We are the receiver of the action here. So this one is noosh without the accent. That is why its pronunciation is different.
Okay.
And whenever we pronounce this, mostly at this level, we will only encounter this one, not this one. This one comes later in our levels. Okay. First, we will always encounter this. When we are doing the conjugation, you can see we are using noish. So we will learn this pronunciation as of now. And this also exists, but this is called noosh. Noish and noosh.
Obrigado.
Okay. Now let's come to the trazer word. So what is the meaning of trazer?
To tell.
I'm sorry?
To tell.
No,
Instead of
it is dizer. Okay. Trazer
to
is
bring. To
yes,
bring.
right. Dizer is to tell. The first conjugation of trazer is completely irregular. It is eu trago. The second conjugation, just like the conjugation of FAZER, can you make the conjugation of trazer? It is similar to this one, FAZER.
Rajesh.
Trazish, yes, that's it. Tu trazish. Then você ali ela.
Traz.
Raj, soft sound,
Raj.
Raj. Yes. Nós,
Trazemos.
Trazimo.
você shelas.
Trazaim.
Resign.
Yes. Okay, so let us see some sentences with trazer verb. Eu trago comida da casa. What is the translation of this? Eu trago comida da casa.
I bring food in
Not
the house.
this is the preposition the. What does it mean?
I bring food from home.
Yes, from home. The is from.
Ma'am, it's not Z-O, T-R-A-Z-O, or it's G only.
G only. Okay. TRAZO will become trazu. और अगर ऐसा होता तो ये वर्ब रेगुलर होता, ये फॉर्मूला फॉलो कर रहा होता. ये फॉर्मूला फॉलो नहीं करता है. इसका पहला कंजुगेशन है त्रागु, ग. ट्राजिश आगु, significant. ¿Qué significa agua?
Water.
Water, yes. So what does this mean? Trazish agua?
Do you drink water?
Yes.
Bring what?
So we are asking it formally. तुम पानी लाए हो? Trazish agua? Okay. Did you bring? Do you bring water? We are not actually doing past tense, so we say, do you bring water? So notice one thing here. When we are asking questions in English, then we tend to use this extra word do. For example, do you speak Portuguese? Did you bring water? Do you know the teacher? So this word do in English is only used as a supporting word to form a question. It does not really play any role in the sentence. It does not have any meaning in the sentence. So when we are making a question in Portuguese, many people commonly make this mistake. जैसे आपके पास अगर कोई ट्रांसलेशन का असाइनमेंट आया और क्वेश्चन लिखा है डू यू स्पीक Portuguese, many people make a mistake and they start conjugating it right from here. They will use the fazer verb, faz. They will see that you have to conjugate with you, that is você. So we'll make it faz, then we'll conjugate falar, then we'll say Portuguese. But it's completely wrong. Because here, do ka koi matlab nahi hai. The question that we are actually wanting to ask is, speak Portuguese or not? You speak Portuguese or not? The word do does not have any sense in the sentence. It is just a supporting word. So when we actually translate this, we'll just say fala Português. That's it. Fala Português. We did not use the word do. And you have to remember this, that when we are asking questions in Portuguese, we will not follow the English method. of using the word do. We will just use the original verb, the main verb of the sentence, conjugate that, and our question is ready. For example, the questions become very
Você,
short in Portuguese.
você will be used or not? Você fala Portuguese or just
Skip.
fala Portuguese?
You can skip. So when you're directly talking to the person, we mostly do not say você. When we are actually having a communication, conversation, then we try to skip it because हमें पता है कि हम आपसे ही बात कर रहे हैं. Both of us are aware that we are talking to each other. We're not talking about a third person. We're not talking about L or Ella. We're talking to you only. So in that case, you can skip it. So in questions like this, when I know that you are asking me only, then I can skip the word você. So if I make a complete sentence like, do you sing? I can ask the same question in a single word, kanta. That's it. So kantar is our verb, and according to the conjugation with você, it will be kanta. So I can just ask kantar, or if I speak to this person informally, I can ask kantash, tum gaate ho kya? Kantash. That's it. And yes, we can use the subject. We can say você canta, or we can say tu cantas. Mostly in written form, we tend to use the subject, but in the spoken form, when we are having a communication with a person live, then we don't require the subject. We don't need to say you every time we ask a question or make any sentence actually. Claro, gente?
Claro.
Muito bem. Okay, so we were doing the translation. Let's say traz. Ela traz as filhas. Que significa? Quick answers, guys. What is filho, filha?
Children?
Children, right.
Children. But when I'm saying filhas, what is it exactly? Specific.
Daughters.
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 Son.
Yes, not sons,
Sorry,
daughters.
daughter.
Okay. Ela traz as filhas. So meaning of the sentence?
She brings the daughters.
Daughters?
She brings the daughters. Trazemos o bolo.
We bring the cake.
Now your mind is working properly in Portuguese.
We bring the ball.
Not ball, it's cake. Bolu. Okay. Ball is bola, and bolu is cake. Okay, next sentence. Trazem alguns para os convidados. Alguns means something. Okay. Convidados means guests. So what is the meaning of the sentence?
They bring some things for the guests.
Yes, that's it. Okay, so that was our trazer verb, to bring. Okay, just like we saw the fazer verb in a different situation like temperature or weather, we don't have any other use of the trazer verb. Trazer, straightforward, means to bring. Then we have dizer. Dizer is to tell. Now this verb can be pronounced as dizer. It can also be pronounced as dizer. It's very common for the Brazilians to pronounce as dizer. Be very careful in that. They're not saying something like Gizer. It is di only, but it is pronounced as dizer, since our di can become g. So it's not like all Brazilians will say dizer. It again depends on the area or the region they are from. but it's very common. Mostly people say dizer. Dizer is to tell. But in Europe, in Portugal, nobody will say dizer. It will always be dizer. Now, can you tell me, anyone is aware of what is the difference between speak and tell? There are two verbs in English also. Speak and tell. बोलना और कहना, इसमें क्या फर्क है?
And tell means when something meaningful is conveyed.
Exactly.
And
Yes. So speaking is you can speak without any context. Okay. You can speak when you say use the verb speak, then we do not necessarily need to attach something else to it. For example, he is speaking. वो बोल रहा है, वो बात कर रहा है. He is speaking. But if I say he is telling, तो टेलिंग के आगे हमें कुछ ना कुछ लगाना पड़ेगा टू मेक द सेंटेंस मीनिंगफुल. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ही इज टेलिंग अ स्टोरी, ही इज टेलिंग हिम नॉट टू गो आउट, ही इज टेलिंग व्हाट हैपेंड यस्टरडे. तो हमें कोई ना कोई कॉन्टेक्स्ट उसमें ऐड करना पड़ेगा, अदरवाइज टेल का कोई मतलब नहीं बनता है. तो जब हम ये वर्ब यूज करते हैं टू टेल, डिजेर, और हिंदी में कहना, तो हम कहते जब हैं तो कोई बात कहते हैं या कोई कहानी कहते हैं, कोई इवेंट कुछ नरेट करते हैं, तो उसको कहते हैं कहना, टू टेल. बट स्पीक कैन बी यूज्ड विदाउट अ कॉन्टेक्स्ट. द टीचर इज स्पीकिंग इन द क्लास doesn't have a context of what she is speaking about. But when we say the teacher tells us to do the homework, so here we have an answer what she is telling. So if we can form a question कि क्या बोला जा रहा है, अगर हम ऐसा सवाल कर सकते हैं और उसका जवाब है सेंटेंस में, तो वो डिजेर वर्ब है, टू टेल, जिसमें हमारे पास एक कॉन्टेक्स्ट होता है और हमें जवाब पता होता है कि क्या बात हो रही है. और अगर ऐसा कुछ जवाब नहीं मिलता है तो वो फालार वर्ब है, टू स्पीक. दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन फालार एंड डिजेर. हियर वी आर डूइंग द डिजेर वर्ब, दैट इज टू टेल. तो यहाँ पे हमें कॉन्टेक्स्ट चाहिए कि क्या बात हो रही है. Let's see the conjugation first. First conjugation is eu digo. In Brazilian, we can also call it as digo. Eu digo. Then tu dizes. Você ali ela diz. Nós dizemos. Vocês elas dizem. So very similar to the other two verbs. Only the first conjugations of every verb is very, very different. It's completely irregular. But from the second conjugation onwards, you can see a similarity in all these three verbs. So dizer, eu digo, tu dizes, você ela diz, nós dizemos, vocês elas dizem. Or we can also say eu digo, tu dizes, você ela diz, nós dizemos, vocês elas dizem. So all those who are targeting Brazilian Portuguese, it is very, very important for you that you remember we can also call it as dizer, so that you don't get confused when somebody, asks you something. Let's see some common uses of this word. Eu te digo a verdade. Verdade significa truth, such. Então, o que significa essa frase?
I'm telling the truth.
I tell you the truth. Here, te means you, तुम्हें. मैं तुम्हें सच बता रही हूँ. Eu te digo a verdade. Dizes. Do you tell what happened yesterday? Dizes o que aconteceu ontem. Acontecer verb is to happen. Okay? Acontecer. To happen. Now we are using it in the past tense. We have not done past tense yet. This verb I am using in past tense. Aconteceu. So dizer o que aconteceu ontem. Do you tell what happened yesterday? Ele diz para completar a tarefa. Que significa? Meaning of the sentence? Ele diz para completar a tarefa. What is the meaning?
He has completed assignment.
Ele diz para completar a tarefa. Ele diz.
He tells to complete the task.
Yes. As pessoas dizem que esta casa é assombrada. It's a very interesting word. Assombrada means haunted. So what is the meaning of the sentence?
Person tells that the house is haunted.
They tell that the house
is haunted.
Dizemos as morales para as crianças. Morales is morals, just like in English. So what is the meaning of the sentence?
We tell morals to the children.
Right. So this is your FAZER, TRAZER and DIZER. I will send you this document. These three verbs are very commonly used verbs. You should also attempt at making sentences with these verbs.